All right, everybody, take your blue jean jacket off. We're good now. 179 KBPI, Sterling. And is it Bacchus?
That's correct.
Sterling, you the man, dude. Thanks for taking a minute to talk to us. This knucklehead's doing something that, for all practical, I don't know, intention and purpose, you got a lot of attention. All of a sudden, what happened? Did you just put it out? What created all the windstorm?
Yeah, I had a Facebook page, and somebody asked to do an interview for a 3D media printing network, and it was basically just an email interview, and from there it just really exploded.
Because as soon as I saw it, I was like, wait, this crazy is in Colorado? We got to talk to him, man. He's got to be a BPIer. Dude,
yeah, you bet I am.
It's fantastic. I was like,
hey, I'm working on my car listening to your garage show every Saturday.
My man, dude. Dude, I feel that. And what a crazy endeavor you and who else is on the team, man? How long you been working on? Tell everybody what you're doing.
Well, so my son and I basically love the Lamborghini Aventador, the style. And we were playing Forza, and that's where the kind of inspiration came from.
Okay.
And he asked if we could build one. And, you know, he didn't really have to twist my arm a whole lot. So
that's so cool, man.
So we were going to do a classic, you know, car build from scratch, you know, steel frames, steel panels, all of that kind of stuff. But then I noticed that 3D printing had really come a long way since I tinkered around with it about 7 years ago.
Wow.
And then, so that's where we started. Now, we started in the dark. I didn't know if this was going to work because the material we were using would melt in the sun. So we had to do something about that.
Right.
And that's when we came up with the idea of the carbon fiber encapsulation.
So over a period of how long you've basically been able to, and it's mind-blowing when people, the perception is completely different than what you see it, I believe, in the photos, because 3D printed cars that I've seen at SEMA and things like that are, you know, Flintstone-esque. You know, they look, you know, they look rough, and it looks, you know, just like not right, not something you want to drive or push or have on, whatever.
I totally agree.
But when I saw your car and what you have done with it, I'm like, that is a legit, dude. It's like a Batmobile car. It looks freaking fantastic. It's got really wicked curves, lines. Everything about it looks aggressive. It looks the part. Like, it looks like, you know, you're shelling out massive amounts of money for it.
Well, thanks, Willie. I mean, the big thing here is to just, you know, this really morphed very quickly into a STEAM project. So science, technology, engineering, art, and math, to get kids interested in the area.
How cool.
And what better way to do it than a supercar, right?
Right.
Kids just really gravitate towards that kind of thing, and so it gets the conversation started.
Well, man, what a cool project. So
where do you get the patterns for? Obviously, Lamborghini's probably not coughing them up willingly. Do you just go out and measure yourself?
There's a website that has called grabcad.com that has a lot of free models, and so, you know, enthusiasts put models out there, and I found a 10th scale model that somebody had put out, and that's where I started. But I pieced it together from I don't know, hundreds of different models.
Unreal. Think about the science behind just that alone, and what he's, you know, how many pieces have you printed that didn't work?
So I have about 220 kilograms of filament into the project, 50 of which went into trash.
Oh, wow.
But I should say that I use polylactic acid, which is biodegradable. So that was one of the other choices for this material.
Man.
Now, this car is going to be a driver, correct? What have you got for drivetrain, and what do you think this car is going to weigh when it's all done compared to a real Lambo?
So it's got an LS1.
LS car. LS swap the world. That's great. Look at
that. Just because the aftermarket is so huge for the LS.
Right.
Easy to maintain, blah, blah, blah. Put twin snails on it to give it a little bit more juice.
Right. Damn, there you go. Nice. What
and then
size?
It has a 996 Porsche transaxle.
Wow.
There's a company that makes a interface kit for an inverted Porsche transaxle to an LS.
Wow.
And so Kennedy Engineering is the name, and their kit is just beautiful. It just bolts right on.
So, Sterling, I have to ask, man, would you mind on August 18th if I got you a spot, if I helped, facilitate getting the car from your, shop, garage, wherever you have it, right, to Bandimere for the Rock and Roll Car Show? Would you mind bringing that car out and putting it on display for all the BPI family to see?
Willie, I would be honored.
Oh, done and done.
Awesome.
Yeah, man. How
I
awesome
do
is
have
that?
to tell the listeners, though, it's pretty rough.
That's okay, dude. You printed a $350,000 vehicle for 15, 20 grand. So yeah, man. So what? It's still unreal.
And Willie, you're going to help me. What the project is really about, which is education and interested in technology.
For sure.
So I really appreciate it a lot.
Yeah, man. Hey, honor for me to have you there. I'm just excited by your project and your enthusiasm and willingness to share that knowledge and get others, plugged in and engaged in cars, regardless of the platform. It's awesome, man. Keep up the great work. And look,
well, I learned from the best, Willie. You give back to the community. So,
hey, well, I appreciate
I learned
that.
from the best.
Dude, you're awesome. Well, we're gonna have you at the Rock and Roll Car Show. It's gonna be one of my selling points, man. You can see literally a 3D printed Lambo. That's just freaking cool. LS swap with snails. Mic drop it. That's awesome. I love it.
It's about as close to a Lego Lamborghini as you're gonna get.
Hell yeah. That's what we should call it. Well, look, man, I'll make that happen. We'll touch base and we'll get that out there, man. Really excited for you, for all the kids involved, and where that goes for you. Okay.
That's awesome. Well, hey, thank you guys for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah, Sterling. Appreciate you, man. Keep up the good work. I'll talk to you soon. Dude,
all right. You guys take care.
Yeah, man. We're definitely getting him at the Rock and Roll Car Show.
We'll get him on one of the Saturday shows as well before the Rock and Roll Car Show so he can talk a little more in-depth about it.
What an exciting adventure, right? Just a cool way to go about building the car. Using technology that's out there available, not a lot of people are comfortable with, but it's there. So the quicker you get plugged into that and the resources around it, man, look what he's doing. It's crazy.
There's a couple of ways to do a project like that. Number one is just for static display. But Sterling is going all the way where he's making this car totally functional. And probably the actual performance of this car with the turbocharged LS combination, it may not be too far off the pace of the real deal.
Yeah, which is insane to think about, at a tenth of the price. Man. That's awesome. That's doing things right there. I love it. Disturbed is next.